Hi, I'm Sailor Saturn. Hi, I'm Sailor Jupiter Lita here. And today I'm going to talk about something that, you know, I know it's something that it's old. We've talked about it many times, but, you know, still this day, we still don't really quite understand it, why it happened, and how, what we could have done to stop it. Now, everyone says that when you put yourself out there, you're going to get hate. And well, yeah, that is true. No matter how hard you do, you are going to get it. But here was the hold. That's not even want to talk about because I've talked about that many times. You know, so today is really going to be. Oh, I don't really know. We're gonna let me talk. Oh yeah, I know we talked about this one before, but this one should be a good one. Who made the better Sailor Moon dolls back in the day? Was it Irwin or Bandai? Now I know there's a whole series of Bandai dolls now known as figure art or whatever you want to call it, doll craft. I don't know. Um, you know, and but I'm going to talk about the ones that were made a long time ago. Now I know that yes, it is true that Bandai did make a lot more good Sailor Moon things outside of outside, but inside it didn't really do very well. And the truth was that Irwin and Bandai were basically making the same dolls using the same molds and whatever at the time. The only way that you would know back in the day which one was Irwin and which one was Bandai was actually looking at the box and it saying Irwin or Bandai on it. Because that's really the only way you know back then. Because there were long faces, as they called them, and then there were the beautiful faces. But those didn't come up till at least around 2000 or 2001. Now, I believe that Irwin and Bandai both did a good job. This is just my belief. I have no truth to make this true. You know, they both did a good job. Why Toby ended up, picking both of them to do the work, I don't know. You know, but they did, and I think they both did a good job. You know, both of them were actually making them the same way. So anywhere between 1995 while up to 2000 while the Irwin Bandai would look the same. Well, there might be some. Well, the packages might look a little unlike, but at the same time they were the same. Then around, I'm going to say late 2000, early 2001, while they shifted over to making the dolls with the more detail with the paint job, and the clothing and things like that. Um, a lot of the ones that we have here came from that line. Only very few of them actually came from before that. And I believe that Irwin and Bandai both did a good job. Now, some folks will prefer Bandai, some folks will say Bandai, some will say Irwin. But I believe Irwin and Bandai both did a good job. You know. And yes, I do know that there is a line of dolls now that they make. And I know they're all different dolls that they make now, from the small ones that some called figure art, or would be doll craft, and the other ones, the big bodies and the big heads, and whatever. You know, now at this point, it would just all be Bandai, and yes, Bandai did get good as time went on. And Irwin did get good as time went on too. So both of them actually did start doing they did a good job. I think they both did a good job making the dolls. All right. Now I know there are going to be some folks that say, "Well, don't you know that outside Bandai was doing more good?" Yeah, I understand that outside the stuff that made by Irwin was really good, but inside at the time it wasn't. I mean, yeah, a lot of folks think that the long face ones was just Irwin and not Bandai. Well, the truth was that Bandai and Irwin were both making the same ones at the same time. So they were both using each other's things to make them. And it was Irwin and Bandai that were both making the beautiful ones that would come out later on, you know. But to say which one did a good job, I think they both did. With Irwin and Bandai, what you saw was what you get, because both of them did the same thing. There was a doll, yes, then you had the stand, and then you may have had one of the shifting sticks, and that was about it for what it came with. Now I know with some of the early Irwin and Bandai ones, you may have had to actually put the gloves on, and the later Bandai and Irwin, you didn't have to. The gloves were already put on. But really beyond that, it was about the same. Now, I don't know how much they were worth back in the day. I don't know how much, Walmart or Target or Kmart or Hills or later on Ames were having them go for, or KB Toys or Toys R Us. I don't really know. So I can't tell you because I'm sure the worths were up a bit. But it is what it is. At the end of the day, I think Irwin and Bandai both did a good job. I'm Sailor Jupiter Lita. I'll see you later.